Hi, in this video, we will be learning about validation in SAP documents. So let us understand what is validation in SAP documents. By configuring the validation rule, the entire data is validated according to the by configuring the validation rule, the entire data is validated according to the validation rule. That means by configuring validation for SAP documents, system will accept only the correct cost center while posting the entries. If you give the wrong cost center for GL account. When you define a validation rule, the system checks that validation rule to ensure that it is systematically correct. The data is posted after it is validated as per the validation rule. And the next slide, we can also define the results of non-compliance with the validation rule. For example, you can specify that a message is issued but the user can continue the processing. You can also force the user to correct the error before processing can continue. In the next slide, we are seeing besides financial accounting, we can also use validation rules in cost accounting and asset accounting. You can also assign several steps with one validation instead of creating individual validation per step. The maximum of steps possible in one validation are 999. So I will explain you what is validation in simple words. For example, this is a document. Whenever we post the document, there are two parts of the document. One is header data and another is line item. In line item, there will be several lines. Like this. So for each line, for first line, there will be GL account column and the amount column and the cost center and profit center. In the same way, we have same structure for all the line items. For the first line item, it will be GL account with amount, and we have an account assignments, that is profit center, cost center, business area, internal orders, like that. So many types of account assignments will be there. As per the module, we can choose which account assignment is related to that module. But in this field validation, what we'll do is for each and every GL account, we will automatically assign cost center. Let us say this is cost center, this is profit center. So for each GL account, this is GL, first column is GL account column. So for each GL account, we will assign a cost center for it. Cost center is already linked to profit center. When we create cost center, there will be a field called profit center where we will assign the cost center to the profit center. And now what we'll do is in validation, as we link this GL account to the cost center, whenever we post any document and when we select this GL account which we have configured in validation, whenever we select this GL account, system will throw an error to assign the correct cost center. For example, we have not selected the correct center. Instead of one cost center, we have selected another cost center. This is the correct cost center, but this is wrong cost center. For example, we have selected water we have not selected water expense. We have selected electricity expenses. Instead of selecting water expense, we have selected electricity expenses. So system will throw an error that this cost center electricity expense is wrong. Actually, the GL account which you have selected to be assigned to the cost center of water expense, but you have selected the wrong cost center, that is electricity expenses. Until we correct this cost center, system will not allow us to post this document. As soon as we select the correct cost center, system will then post this document. So this is called validation. Now we will go to the SAP Easy Access. Now we need to create GL accounts for validation. From SAP Easy Access, go to Accounting and then Financial Accounting, General Ledger, Master Records, GL Accounts. Here we have Individual Processing folder. Expand this folder of Individual Processing. Now we can see the transaction code FS00, which is used to create General Ledger accounts centrally. Double click on FS00 and expand the field for expenses. For expenses account group, on the left side of the screen you can have a hierarchy display. Expand the field for expenses account group. Here we should not select any of these GL accounts. We need to create a separate GL account for expenses. We should not use 400,000 because this account number, this GL account number is already used. In the same way, the other also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To create a GL account, click on Create. Give the GL account number. I'll give the GL account number as 4666666, or I will give 42222. After giving the GL account, after typing GL account number in the GL account field, click on Continue. Now select the GL account type as primary costs or revenue and give the account group as expenses. Give the short text as validation because we are creating the validation. We can also give any name, but I am giving validation. In the GL account long text also give the name as validation. Go to Control Data tab and then scroll down. Select the short key field. Type 001, which is used for posting date. Scroll down under cost element category. Select the field and click on search and double click on primary costs or revenue. The cost element category will get selected and click on create bank or interest. Select the field status group by clicking search. Double click on G001. and click on Save. Now you can see that in the left side of the screen, under the hierarchy display, you can see under Expenses Account Group, Validation GL account has been created. The GL account number is 422222. And now go back from SAP Easy Access, type the transaction code OBC4 in the command bar and click enter. This is the T code which we use for field status variant. Or else you can go by path also. I will show you the path. This is the transaction code. To go by path from SAP Easy Access, type SPRO in the command bar and click enter. Click on SAP reference IMG. Expand the node Financial Accounting and then Financial Accounting Global Settings, Ledgers, Fields, define field status variants. Execute this. Now click on Position to find our field status variant. I have created field status variant as 222 and click on Continue. Here is my field status variant in the first line, 222. Check the box for 222 field status variant and click on Field Status Groups. In Field Status Group, there is a field status group called as G001. That is for general text with text assignments. Double click on G001. Here we have groups again in it, subgroups. Double click on additional account assignments. Here see that for cost center, the field status should be under optional entry. If not, select this radio symbol for optional entry and click on Save. And the next configuration which we need to do is creation of profit center. To create a profit center from SAP Easy Access, go to Accounting and go to Financial Accounting, not Financial Accounting, go to Controlling. Under Accounting, go to Controlling. Expand the folder of Controlling and we'll see Profit Center Accounting. Now expand the folder of Profit Center Accounting. Next, go into Master Data. Here we have Standard Hierarchy folder. Expand this folder and double click on KCH51 transaction code. The transaction code is KCH51. Double click on it. Now we have so many profit center groups. Expense is also a profit center group. Inventory is also a profit center group. Revenue is also a profit center group. So under each group we have profit centers. Under inventory account group we have purchase profit center. Under revenue profit center group we have sales profit center and trading PC profit center. In the same way, under expense account profit center group we have general expense profit center and rent expense profit center. Now we will create another profit center. To create another profit center under the expense account group, we need to first select expense profit center group. To create profit center under expense profit center, select the profit center group of expense by checking the box just beside the expense profit center group. And then click on create, click on profit center. Give the profit center name now. This is called profit center key. I'll give the validation and the name also I'll give as validation. In the long text, I'll type as validation. Scroll down. Under basic data details, you'll have a person responsible field. Select the field because this is a mandatory entry. This is not under optional. This person responsible field shows a red star mark. That means this is required to post or to go to further steps. In person responsible field, type as manager. The person responsible means for this profit center, who is the person responsible. After giving the person responsible, click on activate in the top of the screen. Activate option is in the top of the screen just beside the command bar. Click on activate. Select this validation profit center by checking the box and click on activate. Now you can see that validation profit center has been created under profit center group of expense. And the next configuration we need to do is creation of cost centers. Go back to SAP Easy Access screen. From SAP Easy Access screen, go to accounting, controlling, cost center accounting, master data, standard hierarchy, OKEON, the transaction code to create cost center under standard hierarchy is OKEON. Double click on OKEON. Here also we have different types of cost center groups. Expense is a cost center group, inventory is also a cost center group, and revenue is also a cost center group. Under each cost center group, we have separate cost centers. Under inventory cost center group, we have purchase cost center. Under revenue cost center group, we have sales cost center. So to create a cost center under the specific cost center group, check the box for that cost center group and then click on create so that the cost center which we are yet to create will get saved under the cost center group which we have checked the box. Click on create and click on cost center. Give the cost center key as validation and the name as validation. Description also I'll type as validation. Scroll down, you'll find under basic data details, person responsible field. Select the person responsible field and type Manager and select the cost center category field and click on search. Here you can find the different types of cost categories which has already been given by SAP. From these we can select one. I will select administration and the cost center category key is W. Double click on W to get selected. Now we are in basic data tab. We need to go into organization tab. Click on organization. Select the business area field and click on search. Here we can see all the business areas which has been created by the users in the server. I have created my business area as Karnataka. Scroll down until we find Karnataka. Here we find Karnataka. Double click on Karnataka 222 to get selected. Give the functional area. I have created one for my administration 222. Double click on admin 222 to get selected for functional area and the profit center. Select the profit center field and click on search. Here we need to search in company code or controlling area. So click on this down arrow and select profit center in company code and give the company code and click on start search. Now we can see all the profit centers which has been created under my company code. Select Double click on validation profit center to get selected and go to indicators. Check the box for actual revenues, planned revenues and commitment updates and click on save. Your data has been saved. And this is the prerequisites which we need to do for validating in accounting documents. And now go back. Now we need to do some steps for validation. To do the configurations for validation from SAP Easy Access, go to SPRO transaction code and click enter. Click on SAP reference IMG. Now we are in display IMG screen. From display IMG screen, go to financial accounting global settings, tools, validation or substitution. Expand the name for validation or substitution and execute by clicking on IMG activity for validation in accounting documents. We have already given company code 222, call point is 2. So check the box for this validation. If it is not there, I will show you how we need to create. As soon as you get into the screen of validation of accounting documents, click on new entries. Give the company code 222 and select the call point as line item and click on save. Now select this 222 by checking the box and go to environment and click on validation. Go to line item, select the line item and click on create validation. Now we will come into the screen of validation rule where we can create the validation rule. After selecting the line item, click on create validation. Give the validation name as double T triple two, and I will give our company code triple two validation and click enter. Now select this T triple two column and click on create step. Select prerequisite, double click on accounting document segment and click on find. Type the transaction, the technical name HKONT. This is the technical name for GL accounts. Double click on GL account. Now we can see that GL account, as soon as we click on double click on GL account, here GL account column, GL account has been extracted. Now click on is equal to and then click on constant. Give the GL account which we have created. We have created the GL account for 22222. That is for validation. And click on continue and click on check. After clicking check, double click on accounting document segment and click on find. Give the search term as KOSTL. This is the technical name for cost center. Double click on KOSTL and click on is equal to and then click constant. Here select the cost center which we have just created, that is for validation, and click continue. And now we have message option. Click on message and click on maintain messages. And click on messages. Scroll down to the top, to the bottom where we can find the empty short text. Here we have the message number 218. For message number 218, we need to type our message. I will give the message as correct the cost center for ZK tutorials. For validation. After giving the message number, click on save. Remember this message number 218 and then click on save and click on continue. Now go back. Under message number, give as 218 and click enter. Now we can see that message text has been extracted. In message variables, under first variable, click on search and here click on find and find for HKONT and click enter. Double click on HKONT and double click on HKONT again. And now select step 001 and click on save. Now select double T triple two and click on save. And now go back, again click back. Here in the first line, give the validation which we have created, that is double T triple two. And in activation level, select 1 and click on Save. Data is saved. Now go to the transaction code OBC4 and go to Field Status Groups. Click on Position and give 222. Select 222 and double click on Field Status Groups. Double click on G001 and double click on Additional Account Assignments and see that Cost Center is under Optional Entry. Now we will post the transaction. Go to /n FB50. Give the document date as today's date and select the GL account, that is 422222. Select debit. Amount I will give as 5000, and in next GL account column select the bank account, that is 2000001, that is for SBI Bank, and select it as credit and give the amount in document currency as 5000. Now you can see that under cost center I will give the wrong cost center. I will not give validation cost center. For example, I have given water expense and now I am clicking enter. See, the system is showing correct cost center for ZK tutorials for validation. Until we change this cost center into correct cost center, system will not accept. For example, I have not given any cost center and I have clicked enter. Now it is telling account 422222 requires an account assignment relevant to cost accounting. So we need to select the correct cost center which we have given in validation rule. I have given validation cost center. After selecting validation cost center, click enter. Now see, there is no error. Click on Simulate and click on Post. This is how the validation in SAP documents works.